team tonight that can really crash the offensive glass, top 25 in the nation. An offensive rebound rate. Ball's in the air, and there is Westbeld getting her hands on it right away to start it off for the Irish offense. Notre Dame coming in 10-3 overall, 1-2 in the ACC. Losses on the road at Syracuse and at home against UNC. Hannah Hidalgo, the 7-time ACC Rookie of the Week. Extra pass, Citron, wide open for three. Off to the right, but there's Westbeld with the offensive board. Putting it back up on the turnaround, and there you go. She's back, Maddy Westbeld for two.
No surprise there to see Westbeld get going early. She's going to be critical in this matchup tonight.
Westbeld starting career game number 99. All 99 games she's played at the collegiate level, all here in South Bend, and all starts as the Eagles go back the other way with Deanna Todd, the sophomore guard, smothered. Hidalgo pushing the pace, stopping up at the free throw line and putting in two more. 4-0 Notre Dame a minute in.
Notre Dame going to their bread and butter early, which is transition points. Niele Ivey enforces that on this squad.
Hidalgo an ACC high 23.9 points per game. One of the best, not just freshmen, but players in the country. As a three-pointer for BC from Andrea Daly rims out. Hidalgo, she'll try from deep on the right wing. That one spins out. Westbeld on the offensive glass again. And draws the foul this time against Dontavia Waggoner. Westbeld, top 5 in the ACC in rebounds per game, 9.4, as you see here, gather up that miss from Hidalgo in tight.
Already cleaning up for her teammates early. Would say that's an uncharacteristic miss from her at the free throw line.
Yep, 79.2%, 19 for 24 coming in tonight. 1 for 2 trip for Westbeld, looking to make it 7 games in a row with 15 or more points. 5-0 Irish, 90 seconds in South Bend. Eagles coming in 9-7 overall, 1-2 in the conference. We see a tight loss, near come from behind win at Syracuse on Sunday. As a long two misses off to the right, but an offensive board for Andrea Daly. She tries to go back up. Watson there for Notre Dame. Hidalgo trying to jab the ball free. It goes out over the sideline and remains with Notre Dame.
Great team defense there by the Irish, and Kylie Watson contesting, knowing that she's run into some foul trouble to start off conference player early. That was great defense by her.
Irish controlling the paint early on. Was a stress point from Niele Ivey after the UNC game as Hidalgo puts up the runner, leaves it long, tapped out. Boston College basketball. Niele Ivey and the Irish outscored in the paint 36-20 on Sunday, and already off to a solid start in this one. 5 rebounds to BC's 2 on the offensive end, and 2 blocks for Notre Dame. As Boston College admits to travel, Eagles take pretty good care of the basketball. Force a lot of turnovers going back the other way with their defenses. We see both Notre Dame and Boston College top 12 in the nation in steals per game. Westbeld's entry pass to Watson knocked away. Good work by Waggoner. And a quick thread to the inside where Andrea Daly, the leading Eagle scorer, finally gets BC on the board, making it 5-2.
And there's Kayla Ivey again. Coach Mack spoke so highly about her and how she can make her teammates better.
Westbeld open 3, back the other way. Notre Dame hits for the first time from deep. And the Irish have opened up a 6-point lead. Westbeld, a quick 6.
That's going to force rotation in Boston College's defense. They have to make a decision. That zone is going to expand now that she just hit one from the outside.
Hidalgo, a reach-in foul, always aggressive on the perimeter. Maddy Westbeld wasting no time for Notre Dame. Not just 6 points, 4 rebounds as well. She is already rolling towards what could be another double-double for her. 5 of them already this season. 4 in her last 6 games coming into this one. Eagles working around the perimeter. Find an open shooter at the right elbow, but Waggoner misses off to the left. And there's Westbeld again. Coast to coast. Now she runs into trouble. Feeds DeWolf cutting in. Extra pass. Kick out Citron. Her three-pointer in rhythm. Misses short.
Great extra pass by DeWolf.
Eagles try a three the other way, and that high arcer splashes home. Taya Sidbury, the sophomore forward, decorated transfer from Utah. Now Hidalgo throws it away, low to high. BC with numbers again. And this is Ivey, always so under control, running the BC point. Getting it back from Tiana Todd. Ivey again, back in full this season after missing all of last year with a torn ACL and meniscus. Leaves it behind. Another three from Sidbury. This one off. A long feed up to Citron. Watson the catch on the inside, and through traffic, she draws a foul against the Eagles. Notre Dame really looking to get Kylie Watson going in this one. Scoreless game for her from the floor. Just 1 point from the free throw line Sunday against UNC and 4 personal fouls. So she's got to get her confidence going back in the right direction here tonight.
That's expected from this team. Boston College's tallest player comes off the bench, stands at 6'3", so there's definitely a size advantage tonight for Notre Dame.
Westbeld pulls the long two and leaves it off the front rim. So BC steadying things defensively, and now Sidbury takes it on herself to drive in, but leaves it short again. And now Bransford pushing the pace off the bench to Marshall, her fellow sub. Ran out of room on the layup, but KK's got it again. Turnover, and now it's Sidbury who has dominated these last 3 minutes for BC, and she puts in 2 more. All 5 points to start this one for Taya Sidbury.
Sidbury's such a great addition to this Boston College offense. Coach Mack says she's so experienced and just such a fun, light person to be around, and she brings that to the team, which is what you need, especially during these conference games that can tend to go up and down a little bit, become a hot environment.
Sidbury came up with another steal to open up this BC possession. Chance to take the lead for the first time, but a throwaway will take us to the under 5 media timeout. Maddy Westbeld making her return tonight for Notre Dame, and off to a quality start. 6 points, including this three-pointer, and it's 8.
You'll love this.
Welcome back to South Bend, 8-7 Notre Dame, and early on, Maddy Westbeld has a point to prove in her return.
Maddy Westbeld cleaning it up a lot on the offensive end for the Irish. They lost the rebounding battle and the points in the paint battle to North Carolina, but here she is very early tonight, turning the page for the Irish, already with 6 points and 4 O boards, just over 6 minutes into this matchup, Heather.
Coach Ivey talked about Notre Dame's last 2 losses. Syracuse 2 Sundays ago, UNC this Sunday, due to mental lapses, and certainly helps when you get a 99-game starter back in the lineup, Maddy Westbeld, to ease those concerns. Here's Citron. Low catch, pulls the 3 and misses off to the right. Irish 1 for 5 from deep early. As the Eagles look to take the lead for the first time, and there's an open bank for Niele Ivey, the freshman forward from Senegal, one of 3 international products for the Eagles. Westbeld through the trees. Nat Marshall spins back to her left hand. Can't scoop it home. What a defensive few minutes here for Boston College. Todd, feed inside to Waggoner. Over Citron, couldn't score. Sidbury offensive board. And finally, it'll be a tie ball. Possession arrow points to the Eagles, so it'll stay on this end.
Notre Dame has to have more awareness in their shot selection, knowing that Boston College is coming right down. A bad shot is equivalent to a turnover at this point in the season in the ACC. They have to be smarter. And then down here, you see missed box out. Taya Sidbury doing what she usually does. I'm sure Niele Ivey's going to put that in the film this week.
7-0 run right now for BC. Notre Dame normally does not give up a whole lot of runs, but it was an issue early on against North Carolina. Irish went down 20-12 at the end of 10 minutes on Sunday. Here's Hidalgo grabbing a rebound. She does that so well from the guard position. DeWolf up and under. And a defensive board for Waggoner. And the Eagles race back the other direction with Ivey controlling.
It was a pretty shot, but you see the kind of environment that Boston College is creating. Notre Dame has taken a few rush shots, and that's playing into Boston College's defense. As there's a miss there from Todd. Good contest by Watson.
Todd, another player with international flavor for BC, comes from Vaughan, Ontario, north of the border, and she'll check out with a couple Eagle substitutes filtering into the game. Still 9-8 Boston College, with the Irish hitting none of their last 6 field goals, one of their last 9. And there you see those first 2:44. Notre Dame in rhythm with Westbeld getting it done, but it has dried up since. But now Bransford's got an open look. Foot may have been on the line, but she's got it. And Notre Dame's back in front, making it 10-9.
KK Bransford looks so much more confident than last year in her three-point shot. That's something she worked on in the off-season, and she's been looking for it early so far in ACC play.
Bransford 27 points in 2 games against BC last year, coming off her most involved offensive game of the season Sunday. Westbeld, all kinds of time on the setup by DeWolf. It did everything but drop.
I think she was surprised at how open she was on that one, Tyler. Hesitated for a second.
These Notre Dame three-point shooters have been given plenty of real estate early. We've seen Citron a couple times with a few seconds to collect herself, set her feet. No time to set yourself when Hannah Hidalgo's in your face defensively. And there she is with her first steal and basket of the night.
Hannah Hidalgo can make up for almost anything. There she is on the steal. I'm expecting to see that a few more times tonight.
Hidalgo leading the nation with 5.7 steals per game, and this was her first one of the night that turned into a bucket.
Here she is picking the pocket of Sidbury. That is her expertise. She loves that opposite hand reach, and surprisingly she is so good at it, because normally they teach you to reach same hand as the ball handler, but she is great.
On the other end, KK Bransford takes the foul for the Irish. So Taya Sidbury goes to the line for 2 shots.
I really like the matchup of Bransford on Waggoner on both ends. Wagner's also guarding her on the defensive end, and out comes Sidbury. However, I love this matchup with KK Bransford and Waggoner. They both play at the high post a lot. They step out every now and then to shoot the 3, but I'm keeping my eye on this one tonight.
DeWolf through the outstretched arms of Citron as the pass was heaved behind her. KK Bransford on the bench. Not a starter tonight for Notre Dame, but of course a big reason for this Notre Dame team still with limited depth, with several more players making their way back from injuries. Such a key player on the inside for Bransford. Eagles against a Notre Dame zone. Turn this one inside to Lily Krashevets, the Hungarian product, and we get our first look at Boston College head coach Joanna Burnaby McNamee, commonly called Coach Mac, and she's done such a great job with this BC team in her now 6 seasons, a couple 20-win seasons, and really good success in the ACC as well.
Right, she's benefited from the transfer portal. She's also lost to the transfer portal, and she told us that, you know, you just have to stay the course, and that's what she's been able to build with this Boston College team over the years.
Todd, quick release 3 wouldn't drop. And there's Westbeld pulling away another board for Notre Dame. She has 7 now total to go with 6 points.
You see Todd now at the top of the key aggressively denying Hidalgo, forcing Notre Dame's other ball handlers to relieve some of the pressure from her.
Hidalgo pulls up with the J, leaves it off to the right, and Ivey swoops in with the rebound for Boston College, still hanging around within 1. Nearing the final 30 seconds of this opening quarter. BC does not go for the 2-for-1 opportunity. Going to set up a play on the inside for Krashevets. Bounces back outside for Ivey, and it spins off from distance. And with 17.1 to go. Foul against Notre Dame underneath on the rebound. It's Citron.
Boston College, that was a missed opportunity. They had crash vets down there on Hidalgo, and she caught it. I didn't think she realized how open she was. We saw Coach Max scream, "Go up."
So now the shot clock goes dark with 17.1 remaining, but it's not going to matter as the inbound feed from the baseline thrown away by Ivey. And Notre Dame trying to find any means necessary to break away here early in this one. Gotta love this opportunity for Coach Ivey in the final 17.
Here's that press from Boston College. No surprise here. Gonna make Notre Dame go into their last set. Under 10. Here's Hidalgo.
Get it in the hands of Hidalgo. Leading scorer with 3 seconds. Works down the right edge of the lane and finishes just ahead of the horn. And that's how the first quarter ends. Notre Dame by 3 on a bucket from number 3. Hidalgo.
So far in this matchup, Hidalgo already has 6 points and 3 rebounds. Tyler?
Thanks, Haley. And it's impressive what Hidalgo's done. Impressive, too, how head coach Niele Ivey has worked with her because, as we know, in that 1 year that Coach Ivey spent with the Memphis Grizzlies as an assistant, John Morant won the NBA Rookie of the Year that season.
Niele Ivey has taken her knowledge from everywhere, and she's able to not pour it just into Hannah, but, you know, down the line on this Notre Dame team. And this relationship that they have built early on has been so much fun to watch. You know, she talks so highly of Hannah and says she's very receptive to coaching, and she's a sponge, and she just wants to know any way that she can be better for this team and for Coach Ivey. It's another forced turnover by Boston College.
And it's Ivey coming the other way for BC. The Eagles scrappy as always defensively tonight, hanging within a possession. But Njai couldn't finish on the other end. Still the ball leaks back out to her in the corner. Waggoner will take it in the face of Bransford. Goes along with it. Now DeWolf speeds up the other way for Notre Dame. Into Bransford, up for 2. And down to make it a 5-point Irish lead in the opening minute of the second.
Good transition push by DeWolf finding Bransford. That's going to ease up things for Notre Dame on the offensive end and force them to not come down and have to run an offensive set with 20 seconds left every time. And Jai at the free throw line. Money for Boston College.
She's been a good spark off the bench. 2 for 3 from the floor. 4 points for her now. Westbeld going to work. Throws it up with the left. Hidalgo swooping in looking for the offensive board. But it trickles out for a BC possession. We've seen Notre Dame a couple times on that Bransford basket most recently. Got involved in the fast break. Irish, one of the best in the nation, scored in the fast break at over 21 points per game. But there's a team equipped to run with them. It's BC. Guard-heavy lineup. Working it inside. Tidbury may have dribbled that one off her foot. Hidalgo. Acrobatic move to the rack, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Hidalgo, one of the leaders of that fast break heavy Notre Dame offense, and if there's anything she took away from that Sunday game against UNC, if it wasn't the 17-point, 11 rebound double-double as she cans the first free throw, it was her shooting from the line, because she had been red hot from the stripe coming in, but went 5 for 8, missing a couple inside the final minute in that 4-point loss. So you knew if she's coming out with a fire tonight, that might be the reason, as an offensive foul away from the basketball with Citron cutting through the lane, turns the ball back over to BC with 8:08 to go in the half.
You see here Westbeld with the O board, opening up an opportunity for Citron, but I think Kylie Watson hit her just a little bit too hard.
First personal against Watson on the inside for Notre Dame. Irish staying in that defensive zone. Sidbury breaks through down the baseline, but can't finish it. And there is rebound number 9 for Maddy Westbeld already.
Very impressive by Westbeld early on almost at that double-double, going to get the points up. And there's DeWolf for 3.
That's her spot, that left corner, Hannah DeWolf. And on the other side, Notre Dame gets the ball right back with Hidalgo finishing on the and one. And BC needs a quick reset here with 7:29 to go. Irish scoring in a flurry, 5 in a row with a chance at 6.
Here's DeWolf knocking down that corner 3. She missed a couple of those against UNC. I know she's happy with that opportunity. And then the momentum switch for Notre Dame with Hidalgo following up with the and one. There's some of those runs that Coach Mack was telling us about. This is the time where Notre Dame goes on their run. She's got to regroup Boston College, keep them with some poise in this offensive possession a little bit.
Irish lead up to double digits for the first time tonight as Hidalgo has reached 10 points. BC needing an answer to bounce back from this 7-0 Irish run. We'll try it with Lozama off the bench. And her 3 misses to the left. Watson tugs away the board, and now Citron's on the move. Looking to her left, keeping it. And just missing on the prayer layup try.
And I believe Maddy Westbeld did just hit 10 rebounds.
You are correct. It's a foul against Boston College on the backside of the missed layup. So Westbeld, in just over 13 minutes, 10 boards. And now she'll make her way to the free throw line for 2 shots. Westbeld having her best all-around season yet. Her 4th here at Notre Dame. Rebound production up about 50% from last year, and that's only continued tonight with 10 already. Seven now for Westbeld, and Dara, you can tell how much it's helped Notre Dame having her back in this lineup in only 13 minutes time.
She's playing with a demeanor right now as if she was itching to play against North Carolina. Maddy Westbeld, the love that she has for basketball, started in Kettering, Ohio as a young girl, and she loves playing in an Irish uniform. You know, she was very upset not being there for her teammates against a loss against North Carolina, and she is showing it here early tonight.
Ivey and the coaching staff probably had to pin her to the bench, even though it was just 1 game for her. Maddy Westbeld wasting no time tonight. Citron in her 2nd game back. This is Long on the jumper.
Notice how Citron stays aggressive. She's never going to shy away from an opportunity. That's how she shook off some of that rust against North Carolina. She kept shooting the ball. She was persistent in her attempts, and I'm confident that this is going to fall for her pretty soon.
It took a while for her to really get going and get active inside the 3-point line on Sunday, but after she did, she really got comfortable. She's already done it so far tonight, helping to set up that Kylie Watson bucket for her first 2 points of the evening.
That's the aggression of Kylie Watson that Notre Dame has missed as of recent.
Watson just under 7 points a game coming in. Teaming up with Westbeld to trap BC in the corner. And with 5:42 to go, an Eagle timeout with Notre Dame going on an 11-0 run at the midway point of the 2nd quarter. And Maddy Westbeld getting it inside to Kylie Watson, who scores her first 2.
Someone in this room stole my autographed basketball, signed by the 1940.
Welcome back, Notre Dame leading by 14, and Maddy Westbeld with 8 of those points to go with 10 rebounds. It has been her night so far.
Maddy Westbeld correcting that point of emphasis of Niele Ivey in the offensive rebounding. They struggled against North Carolina to get second chance opportunities because of the lack of rebounds, but here she is early, making her presence known once again.
Irish come out of the break on an 11-0 run. BC a 3+ minute scoring drought. Lozama makes a difficult catch on the perimeter. And Todd commits the turnover, working down the baseline. So possession right back over to Notre Dame with 5:38 to go. And Sonia Citron still scoreless, 0 for 5 from the floor. Brings it back into DeWolf. What have you seen from Citron so far in her 2nd game back there?
She's missing a couple shots, but she's staying persistent in her attempts. Just like the first half against North Carolina, We talked after the game. She said, I wasn't worried about my misses. You know, I'm coming back from injury. I wasn't expecting to come in and shoot lights out. And maybe this is the same case in this first half here. But Niele Ivey's going to leave her out there on the floor, no doubt, because they need everything else they can from her. She's the Swiss Army knife, Tyler. I mean, shooting is not the only thing she does. You'll see her come alive in plenty of other areas.
That's why she was an All-ACC first teamer last season. So plenty of positive history to back up and eliminate any worries about a rough start here tonight. Eagles with the shot clock running down, get it to the corner. Lozama fake, good bounce feed to the low block. And there to finish, Andrea Daly. Daly, huge progression over her past 3 seasons, up to 15.8 points a game to lead the Eagles this year. But on the other side, Notre Dame answers right back, with Hidalgo reaching 12. That's a game high.
You can tell Hidalgo knows the scout very well. Boston College wants to isolate Notre Dame and keep them on one side of the floor, but she's playing with her defenders, changing directions, which is making it easier for her to manipulate the ball screen.
Here's another look at that finish by Hidalgo, just as she does so often, taking it into her own hands and finding that angle off the backboard. Hidalgo 12 points, 5 of 8 from the floor, 3 rebounds as well. 3 steals for Hidalgo, filling up the stat sheet per usual. The Irish ahead 14. There goes number 14, KK Bransford, drawing a foul from behind on the pull-up jumper. And she'll head to the stripe for 2 with 4:18 remaining until the half.
Good recognition by Bransford. Boston College had a small hole in that zone. She took advantage of it, put the ball on the ground, and made them foul her.
Bransford can really get to the free throw line in bunches, and she's been good from that area this season. 80.5%, 33 for 41. But she starts with a miss as Boston College prepares to send Lozama right back into the game. She checks in at the scorer's table. 0 for 2 trip, a rare one from Bransford. Now the Eagles push with Sidbury retreating to the corner. Breaking through the zone. Kick out Sidbury, corner 3 again. And she rises high and misses, but the putback is there for Waggoner.
Great O-board by Waggoner. I think Boston College is settling for threes right now. Notre Dame is in their traditional 2-3, and I think that Boston College can work the shot clock a little bit more and get an easier attempt.
BC comes up with the steal and works with Todd going right down the middle, the Euro step, but too much on the lay-in try. Now the Irish slow it back down. Saw Waggoner with the putback score for the Eagles moments ago. She's the leading offensive rebounder for the Eagles with 3.2 on the offensive glass per game, as we'll take another look at that finish on the offensive end for Waggoner.
Boston College averaging 14.8 offensive rebounds so far in ACC play. Credit Dontavia Waggoner, their leading offensive rebounder. There she was on the putback.
Waggoner improved tremendously last season, despite missing all of February 2023 with an injury. She was still nominated for the ACC's Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year, and was on pace to shatter Boston College's record for steals in a single season before she went down for an extended period late in the year. But she's come back, starting all 17 games this year with very similar production. So we get a brief conversation ahead of these 2 Kylie Watson free throws. Watson just tries to laugh off the first miss. As you see, 62% coming in. And she's money on the second. Notre Dame reaches the 30-point threshold with 3.5 to play.
Good to see she was able to smile about that one. That one's definitely not easy.
Yep. Can't take yourself too seriously in a long season like this one. Everyone will have those moments. As Ivey misses long with the 3. And Hidalgo shouts out Bransford, has her open up the left side, stepping into the lane, can't finish. Watson gobbles up the offensive rebound. Picks up her dribble, threading it through to Hidalgo, trying to use her strength. It'll be a tie ball with 2:59 remaining. And the arrow points back to the visitors.
That was a pretty one by Bransford, a little Euro step. I know she's upset with herself that she missed that one. That one definitely would have went on the and one highlight tape.
That court vision again from Hidalgo, just seeing her streaking down that left side with space available. She's so quick to point out those openings, defense to offense for Notre Dame. BC with just 6 points so far in the quarter. Gets it inside to Waggoner, but a quick up toward the rack doesn't fall, and now Citron for Notre Dame behind the back. Hidalgo to Bransford again as she leans in and draws contact. 2 free throws coming up again for KK Bransford.
Notre Dame has been able to settle nicely because they're putting pressure back on Boston College. They're forcing them to make different decisions and slow down some of the chaos that Coach Mackin forces them to create on defense.
Njai returns to the game for Boston College. As Bransford goes to the line once again, 0 for 2 on her last trip. She's perfect on the first 2023 All-ACC freshman team selection. Willing Notre Dame to that regular season conference title with injuries piling up late in the season. Bransford was a force. She goes 2 for 2 this time around to make it 32-17 Irish. Njai at the elbow. Now tries to back down Bransford. Daly with the Eagles running out of time. She'll pull up along the baseline and go way long. Knocked out of bounds off the 6'3" forward Krashovets, and it's Notre Dame basketball.
I'd like to see Niele Ivey come take the ball at the end of the shot clock a little bit more, just to calm them down and be able to get them a better shot.
You like BC normally in these possessions so far tonight, running the shot clock so far down. You want to see a little more pace in this Eagle offense.
Definitely.
Hidalgo, she's got plenty of pace, and on the quick release jumper, she draws the foul. And she heads to the free throw line now with 1:42 to go. Hidalgo 2 for 3 from there tonight.
Great read by Hidalgo there. Kayla Lizama played her top side, and she rejected it when baseline drew the foul. That's not a freshman move. You don't see that a lot out of freshmen around the country. Excuse me.
Well, if there's a freshman in the country with the experience both in-house and internationally playing Team USA basketball, it's Hannah Hidalgo picking up the confidence and the seasoning to make those types of plays, and she goes 2 of 2 from the line. Notre Dame now up 17, and BC trying to snap another 2+ minute scoring drought here late in the half.
You see Notre Dame extended that 2-3, and now BC's forced to start their offense at 19 instead. Strategic move by Niele Ivey there.
Miss from Njai, 4 points for her off the bench, and now Hidalgo, what a find to Citron on the bounce pass, and Citron just gives her one of those come on now looks. And it's 36-17 Notre Dame on a 7-0 run and a 20-4 run in this quarter alone.
She threaded the needle on that one, but you always know you can count on Sonia Citron to get that one.
Those were Citron's first 2 points of the night inside the final minute. DeWolf on the shot fake. She's perfect with the long 2. And inside the final 45 seconds, the Irish have taken over 38-17.
Good to see DeWolf redeeming herself from some of those corner decisions against North Carolina. She worked on that shot fake into the pull-up this week. So I know her position coach, Michaela Mabry, is definitely happy about that one.
Quick response for Tiana Todd. And as you said, DeWolf and Sonia Citron during the Notre Dame shoot-around today. We're working on their 3-pointers and long-range 2s with Mabry herself. It's in Citron's hands now, and now over to Hidalgo. She ended the first quarter with a bucket. She'll try to do the same right before halftime, and at the right block, she takes a hack. 5.6 to go, and she's back to the free throw line.
Notre Dame getting to their bread and butter. Here's Hidalgo to Citron. They were able to laugh about that one. And here she's again finding DeWolf for the shot fake into the pull-up jumper, just creating easier opportunities for Notre Dame against this Boston College extended defense.
DeWolf up to 5 points now, the most experienced player in this Notre Dame rotation. Playing her 125th game tonight, transfer from Fordham after 4 years there. Hidalgo's first free throw dances around but doesn't fall, as you get a look at the grad transfer DeWolf. Top 3 all-time at Fordham for points scored with just under 1,900. Hidalgo pushes the Irish lead to 20. And now BC will look to work some magic before the buzzer. Ivey, 2 seconds. Todd gets it off, and it's off the window too strong, and that is a wrap on the first half here in South Bend. 39-19, Notre Dame. Dara, your thoughts as the Irish pulled away. BC 19 points. That's a first half season low for the Eagles this year. What do you want to see differently from this BC offense in the final 20 minutes, Dara?
I'd like to see Niele Ivey rally this team a little bit more. I think they're settling into the 3 a little bit in Notre Dame's zone, and that's not what's been working for them. They're 1 for 11 from behind the arc, and I would imagine Coach Mack got on them a little bit during that halftime circle. But yeah, Niele Ivey rally them, get some easier buckets in the paint, and maybe stop settling for that outside shot.
Westbeld just hauled in 2 more offensive rebounds. She now has 12 total, and she feeds Sonia Citron for 2. Citron a slow start, just 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting in the first half, but she opens the Notre Dame scoring out of the break.
Good play call by Niele Ivey there. Get Citron an easy bucket, get her going early in this second half so she can come alive a little bit, get under her feet.
Daly, pull-up jumper at the elbow, back iron, one-armed rebound for Watson. Kylie Watson has come up with some strong boards tonight. She has 5 rebounds total, and now she spins in the lane, going the other direction, and banks it in for 2.
Maybe Notre Dame heard me there. Good recognition, able to find Watson for the easy 2.
Same story for this Notre Dame offense to open up the second half. Now BC works around the perimeter, now infiltrates with Daly kicking out to Ivey, the name you called out. Her runner left short. Waggoner had the rebound at first, and then Westbeld just out-muscles her. Watson on the run. Citron couldn't get it to her. Good work on the cover from Sidbury. Now Todd, shot fake around Westbeld. And another miss inside for the Eagles.
Although their misses, Ivey on the last possession took a floater, and so did Todd there. I like the easier bucket. Even though those 2 didn't fall, that's what's going to work for BC. And there's an easy transition by Waggoner.
Waggoner all alone on the other end as BC goes quickly on the fast break. Nice find from Taya Sidbury, averaging just over an assist a game this season. That's her first of the night. Eagles on the board in this second half.
Nice find.
Rainbow pass to Westbeld, and there you go. She's going to head to the free throw line for 2.
That was a veteran-to-veteran connection. You saw them lock eyes, and DeWolf knew she could get it to Westbeld.
Westbeld, with 2 made free throws here, can claim another double-double. It would be her 6th of the season. Halfway there, now up to 9 points to go with 14 rebounds. 5 of them on the offensive side. There is the double-double, 10 and 14 tonight for Maddy Westbeld. Just been too easy for her, Dara.
Too easy. Niele Ivey spoke about that consistent scorer's mentality, and she's impressive to me because she's versatile. She scores in a ton of other ways. DeWolf found her before. Earlier she was knocking down the 3, and that's what's been working for Notre Dame. They really locked her early in conference play, especially last Sunday against UNC. There's Hidalgo again.
Easy 2 by her standards. She just puts her head down and runs the other way. Game high 17 points for Hidalgo, 6 of 9 from the field. Todd twisting feed on the inside to Waggoner, and she takes the foul with 7:14 remaining in the third quarter. Dontavia Waggoner, an active start as we see Westbeld with yet another double-double. 10 points, 14 rebounds. What have you seen from her in the offensive paint, on the offensive glass tonight? Is it positioning, intelligence, just skills and strength to pull these offensive boards away? What's she done so effectively down there?
I would say it's both. Obviously, a rebounder mentality has to be relentless, but Maddy Westbeld is impressive because she rebounds with her feet. You don't see her knocking people over a ton. You see her going to get it with her feet. She has the foot speed as a guard and the body of a post, so it works in her favor. She's a great rebounder. Good feed by Citron. Find DeWolf, lays it up for the Irish.
There you go, Anna DeWolf starting to heat up in this third quarter. She's up to 7 points, and the Notre Dame lead extends to 28. DeWolf, a 2,000 career point scorer, clips that marker last Thursday at Pitt. Now the other action, Sidbury.
Great connection between Todd and Sidbury. That's what Boston College needs to keep going back to. There's a hole in the top of that Notre Dame zone defense at the high post. Hidalgo.
6:35 to go in the third. Hidalgo will go to the free throw line. And here's Notre Dame going coast to coast down the floor. What do you see in this fast break Irish offense?
Maddy Westbeld rebounding with her feet, and Notre Dame just pushing pace. They know they want to get the ball up the floor. That's their first option. Niele Ivey stresses that, and they're doing exactly so.
Hidalgo fouled by Taya Sidbury, who's now in some trouble. 4 personals. She started to exit, but now will remain at the right block with Hidalgo scoring up for her second foul shot.
That last possession, Notre Dame got the ball the length of the floor with 1 dribble. It went from Westbeld to Citron at half court. Citron took 1 dribble and was able to get it to DeWolf. Ball touches the floor 1 time and they make it 94 feet. That's impressive to me, Tyler.
Sure is. Notre Dame in rhythm tonight and up 28. Hidalgo 19 points now to go with 6 rebounds. Waggoner finds an opening, drops it off.
Great
Krashevets
read
for 2.
Great read by Waggoner. Again, that high post area, they need to keep taking advantage of that.
Irish. Bit errant going back the other direction. Carol Owens, one of the assistants on her feet, not happy with that move from Notre Dame as we go back to BC trailing 26 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. So Krashevets with the bucket last time down. That was her first field goal attempt of the game. Now Waggoner sizes up Marshall and throws it wide of Todd and out of bounds. And that's good interior defense by Marshall. Didn't affect a shot or anything, but forced a re-rack for BC and it went awry.
Dontavia Waggoner being aggressive. Nat Marshall is, however, 6'5". Tried to get the kick out, not working on that one.
Marshall had a 6-block game earlier this year against Purdue, so she can be formidable on that inside defensively. BC a foul on the floor. Goes against Todd. Irish will keep it down here. 3 team fouls against the Eagles in this second half. Just 1 for Notre Dame early on.
I have to say, I like that foul from Todd. It stops some of the bleeding, whether she did it on purpose or not. She's aggressive at the top of that zone as Citron connects. I know she's happy to see the ball go through the bottom of the net from 3, Tyler.
No doubt she was 0 for 4 from deep before that one, and now she has 7 points on the catch and shoot make. 29-point Irish lead approaching the midway point of the third. Njai pulls away from Hidalgo briefly, but Hannah recovers.
I think Njai may have gotten away with a little shove on that one.
Waggoner stumbling toward the lane, and that's a travel with 5:13 to go. And once again, BC runs that shot clock timer down, and finally Waggoner the one to try and break through what was a double team in that zone and couldn't hang on to a clean dribble.
Credit Notre Dame on the defensive end. That zone has been suffocating for Boston College. There's Citron again. You can tell she feels good, took another contested shot. I don't think Niele Ivey's mad at that one. Let's see if she can hit another one. Gives it back to Westbeld.
Citrone, game-high 10 field goal attempts. She's been aggressive, and there is Westbeld in the corner. Back-to-back Notre Dame triples. Westbeld extends her impressive night, and there is a timeout with 4:43 to go in the third quarter. Notre Dame lighting it up from downtown, breaking out into a 32-point lead as Citron and Westbeld go back-to-back. And it's all Notre Dame midway through the third quarter here in South Bend.
Someone in this room stole my autographed basket.
Irish fans all decked out in green on this Thursday night in Purcell Pavilion, and Notre Dame Stars given the green light to score tonight. Hannah Hidalgo 19 points and Maddy Westbeld with 13 along with 15 rebounds, and she has played a central role in getting Notre Dame back into its good graces and rebounding and points inside.
Exactly so. Notre Dame coming off of a tough stretch regarding rebounding in the last 3 conference games. But when we talked with Niele Ivey, she said you have to have next play mentality, next game mentality. She said, bring your talent and do your job. Bring your gift and have fun. And I would say Maddy Westbeld's gift is definitely rebounding.
Hidalgo, one of her many gifts is speed, and she uses it to set up Nat Marshall for 2.
Good to see Nat Marshall get going off the bench. She missed an easy one earlier. That's good to see the ball go through the net for her.
Great patience there on the other end by Krashevets. 2 for 2 from the floor since coming in off the bench. Krashevets, the 6'3" Hungarian, attended Winston-Salem Christian before arriving at BC this year. Bransford crosses over on her and banks it in for 2. Impressive bucket for KK Bransford.
Great bucket by KK Bransford. I think she recognized she'd win the foot race in that one with Krashevets in the key there. Great take by Bransford.
8 points now for KK. That's 3rd on the Irish. Spinning feed back toward Krashevets, poked away with Watson and DeWolf dislodging. Hidalgo, deep corner 3, and it spins out. Well, Watson saves it, throwing it back to Lozama, and BC the other way with a 2-on-1. Lozama pull-up jumper. It's strong, and Hidalgo's got it for the Irish. Hannah looking to eclipse 20 points. Instead, she leaves for Bransford. She's feeling it, doesn't get the friendly home court roll. And a foul against Watson, tied up with Krashevets. And that's another break with 3:07 to go in the...
You'll love this. So much space. Wait.
Welcome back into Purcell Pavilion. It's Boston College at Notre Dame. Well, the Fighting Irish certainly have plenty of ties to the pros. Head coach Niele Ivey was assistant coach for the Memphis Grizzlies and had played herself in the WNBA, as well as with assistant coach Sherelle Allen. Not to mention coach's son Jaden Ivey is in his first season with the Detroit Pistons. Plus many former Notre Dame Hoopers and now current WNBA players like Skylar Dickens come back and support their alumna. The current team has their cell phone numbers, and it's not unusual for them to see them in the stands. Coach Ivey said the bonus and advantage of working with coaches and players with experience in the WNBA is they know what it takes to get to that level.
Yeah, exactly. Great report, as always, Haley. And Dara, you've got WNBA in your family with your older sister, Marina. What are some of the wise words that a WNBA pro can hand down to a collegiate player in this game?
I would say the number one thing that they talk about is the difference of the speed and physicality of the game between college and the W. She says you really have to prepare your body physically for that type of game. And, you know, I'm getting back from rehab, kind of get this knee in shape, and I've been soaking up all the knowledge from her. The time difference in Turkey does not matter. I use all the WNBA resources that Notre Dame has given me. I'm very grateful for those.
Waggoner used her resources and an assist from Ivey to score 2 for BC. 32-point Notre Dame lead, right back to 34 as Sonia Citron reaches 9 points with that bucket on the other end.
You saw Niele Ivey shaking her head back and forth on that sideline. You can't guard her.
Citrone, versatile night. She's got 3 assists as well. Tied with DeWolf for a team high. And there's Becky Obimba. Didn't see any action Sunday against UNC, but the Pepperdine transfer comes off the bench and scores a quick 2.
Becky Obimba is very athletic, very bouncy. You saw her strides there for that transition layup. It looked like she got from half court to the basket in 3 steps.
Been an up and down season in terms of playing time for Obimba. Came to Notre Dame. This is year 6 in college basketball for her. Spent a couple at TCU, then 3 at Pepperdine, where she was top 10 in the WCC for both rebounds and blocks a season ago. And she played a pretty significant role in Notre Dame's last conference win at Pitt. 4 rebounds, a couple steals, 2 blocks as well.
Exactly so. It's good to see her just making the most of that opportunity. Every time she comes in the game, she just seems to be ready and making something happen. Here she is, gave Citron a really good screen there, calling for the ball.
Look at that
there she
reach.
is again.
What a catch by Obimba with her back to the perimeter, and she calmly finishes for 2. She's got some kind of reach at 6'2". Obimba, the graduate from Menifee, California, making an instant impact. Here's Ivey with a 3 the other way. Bounds out. Waggoner had the offensive rebound for a moment, but there's the aggressive Obimba forcing a tie ball.
It's good to see Boston College still staying aggressive and playing with grit. Coach Mack talked a lot about that with us this morning, that you have to control the runs. Basketball is a game of runs, and she said that you just have to stay calm, wait your turn. Your run could come at any point in the game, and it's been great to see Boston College staying aggressive.
Waggoner again, this time in the shadow of Westbeld, and she darts back to the right and finishes underneath inside the final minute.
Dontavia Waggoner has been nonstop hustle. Coach Mack told us that she brings so much more to the table than scoring. She struggled against Syracuse to get the ball in the basket, but she said she's so valuable because she can do so much more.
Irish build the lead back up. 69-31 now with Anna DeWolf scoring 2. 30 seconds remaining in the third. No look pass from Ivey to the corner where Ava McGee, recent entry to the game, draws contact from the Irish traveling down the baseline. Foul against Westbeld, sweeping the leg. Just the second personal foul against Westbeld. Notre Dame has done a tremendous job tonight staying out of foul trouble. It was a big problem last week at Pitt in the victory, but no players with more than 2 personals for the Irish.
Great adjustments by Notre Dame. Niele Ivey was telling us that this week at practice was phenomenal. It was very intentional, correcting some of those fouls and some of those rebounds. As you see, Notre Dame has done exactly so in this matchup.
Waggoner enters double figures for the 13th time this season. No shot for Notre Dame on the other end as it rumbles out of bounds with 1.1 to go.
I do believe we just saw Sonia Citron dribble the ball up the court and look at the shot clock behind her and was still able to maintain her dribble and advance the ball. That was pretty impressive by her.
Yeah, she's got quick vision for sure as BC brings the tall Krashevets back in. Quickly into Citron, trying to beat the horn, and she draws a foul with 0.2 of a second on the clock.
Good recognition. She knew she had to go right up. Good clock awareness. That's that leadership from Citron that Notre Dame's been missing.
Tiana Todd, the guilty party. Citron to the line with a chance to break into double figures, and that she does. Citron limited sample size, but already a great free throw shooter this year. Now 15 for 17, and up above 80% for her career. No shot from BC, back the other way, and Notre Dame carries a 71-33 lead to the 4th quarter here in South Bend.
I'm a parking gate, and I'm all in.
And I think the overlooked stat of the night is free throws. Notre Dame has gotten to the line 23 times, BC just 4 trips. That just adds on to Notre Dame's interior success as a kick ball against the Eagles right out of the break as they brought Jakayla Thompson back into the game, but everything falling Notre Dame's way inside tonight, Dara.
Exactly so. Notre Dame has been taking advantage of their opportunities in the paint. They definitely have a size advantage over Boston College, and the guards have been finding the post. Posts have been kicking it back out. Very nice balance within their offense tonight.
Citron's inbound affected by Krashevets, matched up with Watson. 6'3" against 6'4", and an Irish turnover.
Thought Citron could have used the shot fake there on that one.
Thompson, the Louisville native. BC will be there 2 weeks from tonight. It's back from Njai. Njai again steps through, can't score it. Westbeld has it go off the top of her head. Has to readjust the mask. That gives Todd some extra space, but she comes up empty on the pull-up. Westbeld right back the other way, all the way home for 2, and the Notre Dame lead reaches 40.
Hannah Hidalgo was calling for it for that one, but Maddy said, I got this one. I want to do my impression of you, Hannah.
15 points, 15 boards for Maddy Westbeld in this one. A comfortable double-double. As Hidalgo commits the foul, that's her second. Maddy Westbeld all the way back tonight. And I mean, Coach Ivey has to be thrilled these last 2 games with how her returning players have responded in their first games back. Citron on Sunday, 37 minutes on that recovering knee, 17 points. And now Westbeld has played 28 minutes, dropping a double-double. Citron the steal.
Right, Coach Ivey was explaining to us that the talk of injuries can be a distraction. You have to control what you can control and keep moving forward, and that's exactly what she's implemented, and her group has clearly responded well to that, given what they're doing right now against Boston College.
And she had a great soundbite in her press conference after Sunday's game, I thought. A lot of people wonder how she's managing to piece this together, even going back to the second half of last season with so many injuries and the roster trimming down. And even Sunday, Irish playing with only 6 in the rotation, but Coach Ivey said it. Her national championship team in 2001 that she played on as a point guard was essentially down to a 6-player rotation at the end of it as Watson scores 2. 7.6 boards for Kylie Watson tonight. Irish have to be happy with her response after a down couple of games in the ACC.
When Kylie Watson is active, it opens up a lot more for Hidalgo and Citron. They want to get those guards downhill, and when Kylie's available and can finish, she's detrimental to other defenses because they have to open up.
The Notre Dame foul. Eagles banking in for 2 with Jacayla Thompson, averaging 2.5 a game off the bench. This is her 7th game of the season. By the way, BC's Taya Sidbury has fouled out with 9 points tonight on 3 of 11 shooting. So an opportunity for Coach Mag to dig into the bench a little bit, and another opportunity for Kylie Watson to dig into the paint for 2 more.
Great pass by Maddy Westbeld. It was sort of a teardrop. Kylie Watson able to go up and get it. The post, doing their impersonation of the guards in the pick and roll. Jacayla Thompson has given Coach Mack great minutes today. There she is again at the top of the key, staying aggressive, but Coach Mack told us that she was still trying to find her way, and you know, she gets into the rotation every now and then, but the importance of her is that she comes in and makes a difference, and that's what she's been doing tonight.
Off her miss. Daly draws the foul on the offensive rebound. Westbeld picks up the foul, so now she's in some trouble with 4, but that's not a concern for Notre Dame. She's done enough tonight. And now Maddy will check out, gets a nice hand from the Purcell Pavilion faithful.
Well-deserved round of applause for Westbeld.
Krashevets jabbed away by Citron off the restart. Watson makes herself available and gives it right back. Seven minutes to go. Watson again in the post. She is dominating this 4th quarter, and she's into double figures for the 4th time this year.
Haley was spot on when she said it's a paint party. The posts are having a field day right now for the Irish.
Notre Dame closing in on its season scoring average of 85.1 points a game. But a basket and foul opportunity on the other side for Boston College. It's Daly again who has come alive in the offensive lane.
Good finish by Daly, good foot awareness. Had Marshall on her. Corrected that mistake from earlier on in the half. Her chance at another free throw, and it's good.
Daly now a made free throw in 12 consecutive games, she gets to the line with frequency. Makes it 79-38 Notre Dame in the final 6.5 minutes on this Thursday night in South Bend. Marshall turns it over, looking for Hidalgo. Over the shoulder grab, running the other way. But a tough finish not there for Lizama. Foul on the rebound against the Irish with 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. See the turnover game pretty even so far. Both Notre Dame and BC force a lot of them. Irish with 20 fast break points, however, to the Eagles 8, and 20 points off turnovers to the visiting 10.
I think it came down to capitalization off those turnovers. Notre Dame made the most of it. Boston College forced some turnovers, but I think that they settled back into their shot clock instead of forcing it in transition.
Great over-the-head layup there from Thompson, who has made her mark since entering in the fourth quarter. 4 points in 4 minutes for her.
Impressive finish right there, over 6'5", right off the inbounds play.
Hidalgo on the move. You want to talk about an impressive finish. She had that one down near her hip and spun it off the window for 2, and Notre Dame has 81.
Tyler, she wasn't even looking at the basket before she shot that. Everyone on Boston College defense froze. Nobody knew what she was going to do. She's unpredictable.
She now has a 21-point game along with 8 rebounds. Another Irish foul on the other side of the floor. Let's take another look at that Hidalgo basket, the acrobatics, and as you said, the unexpected all in play for her.
Here she is, slicing and dicing, not even looking, goes up over Krashvets for the finish. There she is again, the relentless freshman.
Citron checks out to another round of applause from the Notre Dame fans. 2 free throws for Andrea Daly. This is the first as Coach Mack looks on from the BC bench. And Daly goes 0 for 2. Eagles continuing their free throw shooting struggles from Sunday's loss at Syracuse. 3 of 7 from the stripe tonight. That'll be something to clean up in practice this week for BC ahead of a matchup with Pitt to start a 2-game homestand on Sunday.
All right, Coach Mack talked about, you know, what practice might look like amidst this conference play. They've lost their games, very short scoring margins, wins and losses. Syracuse, Miami, Duke, they were all in that 6 to 7 point area. But she said, you know, whatever the outcome of this game is, you have to keep staying the course. You can't turn inward and you can't question, you know, can we really be that good? She said you really have to get after it the next week in practice, and she loves this group because they're able to respond.
Eagles look to respond back the other way with Lizama going up, and the fouls have certainly picked up in this fourth quarter. This one on the floor against Notre Dame on the rebound. It'll send Njae to the line. KK Bransford takes the foul, her second.
I think losing Sid Berry this quarter was crucial to Boston College. There was a lot of easy bunnies that I think she could have finished if she was left on the floor in this matchup, despite those fouls.
So Berry fouled out earlier in the fourth quarter with 9 points to her name, second on the visiting team. Another 0 for 2 trip for the Eagles. Rather 1 for 2 as Anna DeWolf at the midway point of the fourth returns to the floor for the Irish.
Good decision by DeWolf to pull it out, run a set. Oh, I ate my words there, Tyler.
Great thievery right there from Waggoner, and she'll go up over Watson.
Nice take. I love the aggression by her. She's just staying persistent, not even looking at the scoreboard, just staying with it, leading this team in the second half.
12 points, a team high for Dontavia Waggoner to go with 6 rebounds. And on the other side, KK Bransford comes up with 2 more for Notre Dame. As
nice move there by Bransford, patient. She got her up, looked at the basket, took her off her feet. Nice, easy pull-up. That's money for her.
5 Irish scores in double figures now tonight, as this will go out last. Pulled away by DeWolf. Here's our under 5 media timeout with 4:16 to go in the fourth. Notre Dame by 40.
What even is this? Don't touch my things, Greg.
Boston College dedicated the Hogue Basketball Pavilion in September, a nearly 40,000 square foot facility. That's a new practice facility for the men's and women's basketball teams, made possible by a $15 million gift, largest in BC athletics history, from Niele Ivey, class of 1986. And as a student athlete, you spend a lot of time in there, Dara, and these players have to be really excited to have that new facility.
As a student athlete, that's basically where you live. You know, you have access to everything. Naps, sleeping, it's basically shelter if you think about it. And, you know, that's the beauty in a gift like that. That's something that Coach Mack told us they're extremely grateful for. It's a place where you grow. It's where you get those blood, sweat, and tears, and you build as a family. And what better way to do it in an inviting, very aesthetically pleasing building gifted by some BC donors.
Jai just put in 2 for BC, and now Hidalgo will go to the line. And Coach Mack told us that they just completed their new film room in that Hogue Basketball Pavilion, and they're even dedicating a chair to Kathy Inglis, 15-year head coach at BC, who took the Eagles to 7 national tournament appearances between 1993 and 2008. Hidalgo short on the first free throw for Notre Dame. Still 21 points for Hannah tonight. A lot to smile about. 8 rebounds, too. And now 22 for the freshman. Hidalgo, busy night at the line as well. 8 of 11 from the stripe.
I think she's happy with how many times she got to the line tonight. It's nice to see her find some light in some of those missed free throws, but I guarantee I'll see her in the gym again this week.
She's tied a season high, also career high in free throws made tonight with 8. And Jai finds space again, and she's come alive in this fourth quarter. Up to 9 points now on 4 of 7 shooting.
Freshman making some noise in there in the paint for BC. Good recognition of no defender in front of her. Able to knock down the shot in the paint.
Jai just turned 19 this past Saturday. Competed for the Senegal U18 national team before coming to BC. Watson offensive rebound. She's been strong in this quarter, but can't finish. There's Bransford tugging it away. Out to Hidalgo. 3-pointer, nothing but nylon. And Hannah Hidalgo has 25.
The beauty of an offensive rebound is that right there, Tyler.
Second chance points. Notre Dame living on them for a large part of tonight's game. There's Obimba coming up with one of her signature blocks. Hidalgo, long feed to DeWolf, and she's running the floor for 2 more.
Notre Dame has this place on their feet. There's their 88th point. Everybody in here who signed up is getting free nachos.
Todd misses the 3. Notre Dame with speed again. DeWolf, offensive foul. With 2:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Let's take another look at that sequence for Notre Dame. As he said, electrifying the crowd, defense to offense.
Obinma with the block. Haley said it's a paint party. It's also a block party, and Anna DeWolf invited everybody in here for Notre Dame's 88th point.
Well, now it's electric because Sarah Sanugal, the senior guard, former walk-on who earned a surprise scholarship in August, she's entered the game. No ACC points in her career. We'll see if she can do it tonight, but first maybe more from Hidalgo. Looking to break 90 for Notre Dame. That's what she does. 27 on the night with 9 boards for Hannah Hidalgo. She's blown past her season average of 23.9 points. Krashevitz takes a bump from Obimma down low. And with 100 seconds remaining, we'll take a look at the BC upcoming schedule. It's a backloaded schedule for the Eagles, who will play 7 of their last games this year against ranked opponents. And then you see a couple of them coming down the chute to end January at Louisville, and then NC State goes to Chestnut Hill on the 28th. This ACC is loaded, maybe not as top heavy, not a top 5 team right now, but there are ranked teams up and down and several knocking on the door when you look at a North Carolina who's already in there, Syracuse, Miami closing in. It is loaded this year, Dara.
That's the beauty of the ACC, is that every opportunity you have is a battle. It can turn any way at any point as Sarah Cernugel breaks the rim on that one.
She raises the roof here at Purcell as well. 93-48 Notre Dame as Cernugel gets on the board. Irish get it back to Obimba. There's two more. This Notre Dame offense is feasting in the fourth quarter.
Everybody has been joining in on the fun.
Obimba 3 of 3 from the floor. And we're inside the final minute. Irish cruising towards a second conference victory here at Purcell Pavilion.
Great to see everybody on Notre Dame from top to bottom getting involved. Their short roster, that's exactly what they need as Bransford continues that run.
She took that rock all the way down the floor and comes up with a hoop in the harm, and everything coming up Irish now. It's 97-48. Chance to broaden the lead to 50 for the first time all night. As Branford awaits a chance at her 13th point. Season high tonight for KK Bransford.
KK Bransford is huge for this Notre Dame team. She came into the starting lineup after Notre Dame hit some injuries. Took her a little bit to get back on her feet, but tonight, she looks like her old self, Tyler.
Hidalgo checks out with her 5th double-double of the season. 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists as well. Eagles go down low. Jai can't finish.
Kylie Watson looked a little confused there. Her fellow post player giving her the ball in the half court.
.20 seconds remaining. Looks like Notre Dame's just gonna hang on to this one, let the shot clock run out as Coach Ivey stands and applauds, as do many of the Notre Dame fans surrounding her in this building. Notre Dame will take down BC for the 29th time in 38 all-time games and improve to 18-1 against the Eagles in South Bend. As we hit triple zeros, and Notre Dame picks up win number 11, dominating the Boston College Eagles 98-48.